Yo, what's good, bro? What's going on? Figured I tap in for once. Been a minute since I've uploaded anything. You got that Phoenix. What's popping, bro? Shoot, how's life? Just sitting in my truck being a fat ass, bro. Got me a slice of carrot cake, you feel me? Trying to do better. But I seen it, I had to have it, you feel me? Ain't been eating like that lately. What's going on, man? How y'all doing? Tell y'all one thing. Being off the road, having to take classes and shit is not it, but gotta do what you gotta do. Just pop and play. Shoot. I'm in Springfield right now, man. Gotta be up in the morning for another class. I had to get my truck inspected. You know how I go. It's funny because I've been through all this before, but we adding to it. Shoot, I got carrot cake in the name. It can't be that bad. Right. Hey, carrot's good for the eyes. Kind of need that. When you see these glasses, shoot, I wish I could see for free. But yeah, man. I've just been chilling. I've been solo for a little bit. I actually ran into my most recent student. You know, he's here. He's about to get his own truck. Both of us got to take class. He got to take classes to go on his own. I got to take classes to take somebody else. You feel me? That's beat the dash cam going off, freaking motion detection. Done switched to flatbed. Rates were horrible in van. Were they really that bad? Rates I'm seeing at Reef have been pretty strong in my opinion. It's not like as great as it was, I want to say even 2 years ago. Definitely not them COVID rates, but I've been doing pretty well. I'm glad I stuck around to weather the storm. A lot of people quit out. But yo, did you like switch to flatbed within the same company? Or did you like leave altogether to a whole new situation? Checking text messages, bro. Hey, let me put y'all on to something real quick. All right, I know the mailroom hate me because I done ordered like 20 something packages, and I'm going there like twice a day picking stuff up. But this was one of them. It's an enzyme called serrapeptase, and essentially what it does is it eats away at like proteins, like unwanted proteins in your body, and inflammation and stuff like that. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because there's a woman who works here, and she was doing the whole, you know, the training class. She's gonna be the one to inspect my truck tomorrow. But she was having a lot of pain in her legs today, you know, sore and all that stuff. And I believe this will help because this has helped out a lot with like lower back pain from driving a lot and stuff like that. It might be something to look into. But do your research, of course. Don't just take my word for it. I'm with Mercer now. I used to pull van for the Blue Star. Yo. You know what's funny? Before I got into trucking, I used to hear about Mercer and Landstar as if they were competitors. A lot of people like Landstar because of the load board, even though it's like all their own freight. To my knowledge, it's not like spot market freight. But a lot of people like and dislike Mercer because I have something like they don't call it a dispatcher, isn't it like an advisor or something like that? I'm not too hip to it. That's just what I know. But yeah, I've been going crazy on Amazon. A little bit wild on Xbox, pre-ordering games and shit that I don't usually do. I had to pre-order that new Assassin's Creed. You know, always been a fan, even though Valhalla was pretty underwhelming, if I gotta say. But check me out, y'all. Recently, before I came here, I spent like 4 days in Portland, Oregon, which I'm not mad about because the load I was on, it went from Oklahoma to Portland. Obviously, it had 4 drops around the city, but the problem is it was like 1 drop per day. So when I got there, I had a delivery. The next morning, like 2 in the morning, I had a delivery. Then the next one wasn't until like 8 the next day. And then the next one was like 8 something the next day. So it was wild. So I sat there for like 4 days. I still netted like $2,500. I know I don't usually talk about money, but you know, I made that just sitting. I'm not too mad about it. But while I was there was some women, at least I think there were, you know, we ain't gonna get too specific on that, having a photo shoot in front of my truck. I have no idea where those pictures are gonna go or what they were doing it for. I don't know if they was vlogging. I don't know what they was up to. But I went inside to do dishes because I had literally, I cooked up a ribeye. Those of y'all that follow me on Instagram, y'all know what I'm talking about. I had made a ribeye with, you know, a couple biscuits and something else. What else? Broccoli? I think it was broccoli. Post that up, whatever. Eat. I go inside to wash the dishes. I come back out and I see these 2 women in front of my truck, you know, all photogenic with the, you know, philanthropy, whatever you want to call it. It's going wild. So I step back, let them do their thing. Cool. They walk away, I get back in the truck. Fast forward, I don't know if you guys know who One Rock Kim is. One Rock Kim Trucking, I think that's his channel. He was in Portland too. So we were parked relatively close to each other. And we know each other because we got certified originally to TNT in the same class, but he trained his friend and they teamed together. Cool, right? Go inside, take a shower. I come back out. I'm assuming they sleeping, whatever. There's some dude walking around their truck. I don't know what they got going on. Hold up. I don't know what they got going on. So I just look at the dude. He sees me. He walks away. I go back inside for something. Come back out. Now he walking around my truck. I don't know what it's about. So I start staring at him like this. He notices me. Gets back in his truck. Drives off. A few hours, you know, of course I end up telling this dude whatever. And then in the same night, a dude legit goes dumpster diving. I've never seen that in person. Those women caught a whiff of that cologne. You know what's funny? I'm at the terminal right now being a menace to society. I'm wearing my man Sarah right now. Go inside to get some dinner. I got stopped at least 4 times. Hey, what are you wearing? What do you wear? I can smell, man, that's good, man. Listen, bro, being told you smell good is a top tier compliment. I don't care what no one says. I really don't. And I still got like a few on my hit list that I need to gather, you know, like some. Okay. That joint good. Argos. Argos is one brand. This is one called Adonis Awakens. I need that. I'm gonna need New York Flowers by Bond Number 9. And the reason I know about all these is because I got a hookup down at Austin, Texas. In the Domain, if you go to Neiman Marcus in there, there's 2 women that work there. Cece and Francesca. They hooked me up with a metric ton of just free samples and shit like that. And the problem is I like most of them, but a lot of these bottles are like $3, $4. I think one of them was like $700 something. I just haven't had the chance to get it yet. I've been on the road. What you think about the new Kenworth, the newer T680s? Okay, how do I put this? The T680 and the Peterbilt 579 are basically the same truck with a different body. I think the Kenworth looks better, like physically on the outside, especially when you get one like spec'd up with the nice LED lights and, you know, blackout. Matter of fact, yeah, just go ahead, Dark Knight the whole situation. It looks way better than in, like, the truck I drive. But livability wise, I think the Peterbilt is better. I think overall, you know, a better option. But shoot, them things are sick. Freaking TCI, get one big Cummins, diamond VIT interior. Shit. You know what I'm saying? With that, I get them, you know, the new orange situation, the orange inserts, and I gotta have a wood grain, the table situation in the back. Man, couldn't tell me nothing. Can't tell me. Diamond VIT. What? I know this company has them. I've seen a few, but they got them almost out of desperation. The same reason we got Volvos now. It was a desperate move when there was a shortage and they just needed trucks. So it was like, screw it, let's just get whatever we could get our hands on. I say we, but, you know, corporate people making those decisions. But why, you think about getting one, bro? You know what I'm saying? Or you just admiring them? That's all good. Scott, thank you. I've been trying to get away from soda. It's been a minute since I've had it. I'm probably not gonna finish that. I had to have it. Dude was doing 80 and I'm going 75. I can't stand these speeders, bro. On my way over here, I was driving through Nebraska. Of course, you know, going across 80, I had just left the Walmart in Sydney. If you don't know, you know, that exit with the, like, if you're coming from the west, from Wyoming, you're going east on 80, that exit 59, it's got Walmart, got Love's, I think Cabela's, and a bunch of, you know, the, I think it's Sapros over there. Got a few things. I was just grocery shopping. Early morning. Get back on the road, and you know how, like, a lot of these dummies out here have a habit of, like, you got one person trying to pass you, but then the person behind them is going faster, and so they just like run up and start tailgating. So they next to me, and dude got pissed off and brake checked him. He almost flew off the road. Like, you just saw like his wheels turn, and then his truck did like that number right there, and he was like, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. But I don't understand what the thought process is behind, excuse me, let me run up on this guy. Why do you think this is gonna go well for you? I don't. What do I know, bro? I'm just a lowly mega carrier driver. My existence is to make Rob low money, apparently. Like I care. But no, in my opinion, 80 miles an hour in a semi-truck is too much. 75, I think 75 within reason is about the most anyone should go for real. A lot of tires ain't even rated to go faster than that. That's not acceptable, especially if you're 40K. Yeah, but they've run them roads a million times. They know what they're doing, right? And those guys don't care. They do it to trucks, cars, motorcycles. Yep, man. Them drivers in Georgia? Shoot. I remember one time I was in Kennesaw. I was on my way up to, this was before I was a truck driver, but I was a teenager And I was going up, it was me and at the time my girlfriend, who was going up to meet up with my dad at, I could see it in my head, the TA on 296. I'm going 80 because, you know, teenager, just straight thug life and through the road. And this a dude in this, I'll never forget, it was like a gunmetal gray Peterbilt, neck and neck with me. Literally, I was, you know, I backed off so he could just get on. Shoot, I can take my governor off, but that would just be ignorant. Yeah, you're doing a little too much at that point. A little too much. Shoot, the fastest speed in America is 85 miles an hour. Great state of Texas. You haven't run that 130. I don't live too far from it, so I'm down there all the time, you know, messing around in Austin. What's wild is I'll be in my car, I'll set the cruise control to something stupid like 92 miles an hour and people are passing me. Like, is my speeding not sped up enough for you? That's a Texas thing. I see some, all these, hold up, all these goddamn missed calls, text messages, missed call, oh shoot, gotta call him back actually. Missed call, text, more text. And people wonder why I just like shut down and don't talk to nobody. That's a little too much. Wasatch will let you do it. Oof. Wasatch, why does that sound familiar? Wasatch. Man, let me look them up. I swear I could see their logo in my head, but I don't know for like 100% what their trucks look like. Hold on, you see that? Wasatch, that's right. That's the leasing company in Utah. That's why that sounds familiar. Wasatch Loshawn, I remember now. No matter how fast you drive in Texas, it's someone out there telling you when you can move on. That's a fact. That's a fact. Because the thing about Texans is they try to keep up with the person going the fastest because the troopers can't catch us all. So if you blow past me doing 100 and then I start doing 100 and then the next, you know, 3 people behind me start doing 100, we in this group just going, they might be able to pick one, but they can't catch us all. And that's why we constantly try to pass, because like most predators, what police are, the predators, they're gonna go for the low-hanging fruit. You see what I'm saying? So like if you don't want to all the way in the behind and all of us is going, you're more likely to get caught while we all just like speed off. I ain't gonna lie, I do it too. Wasatch leasing in Utah. Yeah, you can't miss them. They have a huge lot right off the 15, I think. And the Target I shop at out there is pretty close to it. I think Pride Transport. It's Pride something. They're like right up the street from where I be shopping at. All those wannabe baby mamas blowing up the phone. Be careful. Dog, don't get me started. I swear, I feel like a victim sometimes. Evening. What's poppin', dog? How's life? We just in here chopping it up, eating cake. You feel me? Getting abused by class, waking up early. Tell me why I saw a Tesla on the cat scale. I can't explain that one. It's nice. See a Tesla at the gas station. You ever seen that one before? People done forgot they place. No. In all seriousness, man, Teslas became the new punch buggy. Y'all know about that? Like every time you see like a Beetle or something like that, you go punch buggy and like punch the person next to you. Do not do that in 2023. But growing up is what like people used to do. Teslas are that now. God forbid you in California. You're gonna have a couple black eyes. Can't make this shit up fast. I wonder why they would need the, you know, to be honest, the only reason I could see them scaling would be if they're gonna transport the car somewhere. Like if they're gonna have like a car hauler take it, like maybe they're moving or something like that. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Or they could be putting it on like a boat, a plane, something like that. You know, ship it to Alaska, something crazy. I don't know. Nah, that don't make sense. You understand how brain dead you gotta be to have a Tesla in Alaska? Like saying it out loud, I'm offended I had that thought. And a few weeks back, a Varian driver parked on the scale and went to sleep. Sound about right. Variant's a part of what? U.S. Express, I think it is. Nah, that's that company. It's a company out of Joplin. I see it in my head. Them red trucks. It's a subset of one of them. Bro, you see it all out here. No, it had me upset, man. I was at a Pilot or a Flying J, the same company, the one in Columbia, South Carolina. One of their pumps was shut down. I'll park in front of the pump because, you know, that's what we do. CFI, yep, that's it. But that's what we do. And I've been sitting there for about 5 hours. And this little angry, blonde-headed heifer come out talking about no parking in front of the pumps. The whole lot is reserved. Just tell me you want my money. Just be honest and say you want what's in my bank account. If you want a P, I give you a piece. Just be honest. I left. Thankfully, a spot cleared up at the, I think it's a QT, right up the street. But I was just waiting on a phone call so I could go get unloaded. That goddamn, whatever that meat plant is over there, it's like real tight. Smell like straight up. Let me not say that. What's the main reason you went lease over company? I'm trying to make the best decision possible. I'm making... Oh, let me turn this off. There we go. Anyway, I'm trying to make the best decision possible. I'm making decent money company, but want more freedom. How long have you been company? Because the only reason, and okay, my situation is a little bit more unique than a lot of people. The reason I went I went lease right out of school basically was because of my father. Originally, I was gonna go company so I could get comfortable. I no longer felt the need to by the time I was ready to upgrade because I trained with my dad and he taught me everything he knew. And I always had him as a crutch. So like anytime I was stumped or didn't know what to do or had a question, even to this day, I could just call him. A lot of people can't do that. So that's why I did. But what I've told all of my students, not all of them listen, is that the best thing for you to do is to go company long enough to at least be comfortable with driving the truck, maneuvering, deal with customers, make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Even though I went lease and I had that, I still made a lot of mistakes that did cost a lot of money too. So I would say, me personally, just as a general rule, I would go company 6 months to a year, and then after that, if you feel that you are capable of taking that next step into having a little bit more responsibility and risk, then go for it. Leasing's been great for me. But, you know, it's not like a Man, I just went balls to the wall tight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I heard that's where the money is, so that's what. No, it's not that. It was the way things were set up for me allowed me to do it confidently. I say go company, mess up their equipment and save money to get your own truck. Yeah, I mean, shit. Blake Tubbs is a good example of that. A lot of people like to hate on the Springfield Mafia, but Blake paid $148,000 cash for his truck, and he saved the money doing that as a company trainer. He was a PSD guy. Now I'm sure he was getting referrals from like YouTube and recruit checks and stuff like that. I have a few too, but that's beside the point. The point is he played the game better than a lot of these other cats out here do, and he did it in a way that they would hate him for it because they would have never thought to do it. Junior's no different. Junior works the scale. If y'all knew what he made off of referral, shit. They brag about it here, actually, how much he's made off of referrals. Having dad as a mentor is super important. Glad you have that. It's expertise a phone call away. Yeah, my dad's been in trucking. His history with it was kind of broken up, but my earliest memories as a kid were on the road with him. He did take a long period of time away from it. He was a police officer, detective. He did a lot of other things and then got back into trucking. But a lot of the stuff, the only thing for him that changed was like regulation and technology. A lot of it is the same. But he's done everything from owner opping, authority. He's been, leased on to some less than favorable companies like Jones Motors and stuff. He's been through it. He's done tanker, flatbed, reefer, drive-in. He's done all that. It's, in his opinion, and why I followed in his footsteps, was because after going through all of that, the best decision he's made in the trucking industry was coming to this company. I knew about, okay, y'all know I drive fucking Prime. I knew about it, like, this company long before he did. I found out about it when I was like 16. That was back when like LoShawn and, Trucker Brown were, doing whatever. But I know Lo was here. That's how I knew. I knew it was the right choice back then. When my father came to me, shoot, I was like 17 at the time. He said he was going to get back in the truck, and I'm like, where are you going? Oh, Prime. So then I just dumped on him everything I knew about the company, and he told me I was spot on when he got here. But yeah, it was the right choice. I knew when he did it, I was like, oh yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I've known I was going to get into trucking for a long time. It was just a matter of age. What am I looking at? Bumper cars. Being a company driver is cool, but there's only so much you can do there. There's really no room to grow. Yeah, there's only but so many miles you can do. I'll get you 50 cents a mile. Okay, the truck is governed, the loads are spotty, yada yada. Oh yeah, that's another thing. What's your name, man? I'll just say Ed. If you still ain't here, what company are you with exactly? Because what's the lease situation looking like? I want to say, over here is percentage. So the point I was going to make is, once you start leasing, it's not really about the miles that you do so much as the revenue. So you have to completely change your mindset. But if you're at like Stevens is flat rate. So that might be a little bit more of a situation that you have to think about. I wouldn't work at a flat rate company if I could help it, simply because I know there's a cap on just how much you can make. Because like I said, you can only do but so many miles in a week. You can run your perfect clock and max out at maybe 3,000, 3,500 if things line up perfectly. What's poppin', Ray? How's life? Our resident Canadian. I'm with Creek Carriers now, but they don't offer lease purchase. I would have to go somewhere else. Come to the Springfield Mafia, my guy. Like I said, a lot of people hate this place, but I can personally vouch for them. They've always been good to me. I've never had issues making money. And honestly, it's a safe choice. Compared to a lot of other mega carriers, from what I can tell, this is the only one I've ever driven for. From what I can tell, this place is just put together better than a lot of other companies. That's a crime, Lisa, with CPM. Oh, God. Yeah, man, you got this truck. But see, this is how they get you. And this is where a lot of people screw up. That damn truck note. The truck note be something stupid like $500 a week. $500, $600, $700 a week. If my note was that here, oh yeah. But see, that, and this is how they get you. And this is what a lot of people don't take into account. My truck note right now is $1,117 a week. My total fixed cost, about $1,300 a week. That's with insurance and all the other miscellaneous stuff that I can't remember off the top of my head. It's like 13 and some change, something stupid like that. You can go somewhere where the note is like 500, like we'll say CRST. You're gonna get a truck with 1 million fucking miles on it, and then they're gonna try to lease it to you for 4 years. And at the end of the day, your fixed costs end up being about the same. So no matter how you slice it up, you make less than me. I don't care what you say. You're paying $1,100 a week? Yes. But I know owner-ops who have fixed costs that are the same as what I pay. The only difference is I'm getting hit every week. So, I mean, if I go home for 2 weeks, I'm going to spend a little time getting out of the hole. So, save money. Let's say you do things right. You don't have to make decisions out of a place of desperation. That ain't bad. Facts. For real, when I was leasing with VL, it was percentage, but I was used to running because of TNT at Prime. Yeah, that'll do it to you. I done had some abusive weeks here. FedEx, high value, FedEx. Go to Canada, FedEx. Like, question, how much can a simple company driver max out at your carrier? An excellent week for a company driver, as far as I know, is about maybe 1,200, 1,300. That might be like a net number. I don't know if that's net or gross per se, because I'm not W2. I couldn't tell you. Why is everyone worried about your financial situation? Because truckers have a habit of talking too much about how much they make. It's the reason why I don't show any of my settlements. I could tell you how much I make. I could tell you I have a $7,800 a week last week. Just throw a number out there. Of course, that's not true. But the thing is, I've had weeks where I walked away with over $8,000. I've had weeks where I made 7, 55, 45, 3. I've had negative weeks. Been through it all. No matter what, regardless if I show you what I make, none of you are going to take care of me. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. I could say it, but then it turns into show it. And then if I show it, then it turns into comparing. Then it turns into you're not making what I made. Then it just turns into this whole ego thing. And at the end of the day, I just don't care. I'm satisfied with what I make, and I'm satisfied with how I do it, you know? So it's not a unique thing to me. It's any truck driver that makes videos. Somebody's going to want to know what they make. I'm coming to Prime hopefully in the spring. The Mafia welcomes you. Hey, use me as a referral. I'm just kidding. That's kind of corny. No, I'm sorry, but I couldn't be a company driver for the Springfield Mafia. I noticed the trucks are governed to 57. It's 58 on the pedal and 62 on cruise control. I would lose my mind. Dude, I start tripping out if somebody in front of me is doing 64 and my truck slows down. Like I can't do it. Ain't gonna be able to do it. Oh, in fact, yeah, for real. Another thing you got to take into consideration: what are your expenses like at home? You are absolutely right, because the thing is, once you start leasing, you are not guaranteed to get a check. You can make a lot of money, you can lose a lot too. And then you're more responsible for, how do I put this? You're responsible for a lot more outside of that. Like, you get this lump sum of money and then you have to decide how to divvy it up. So you got taxes. That's a chunk right there. In my case, I have health insurance. I have health, dental, vision, all that. That's $250 a month. 260. Yeah, it's 260 a month. And you got rent. You know, I live, with my dad. He only charged me $500 a month. I just paid him. So you got $500 for that, and another $500 for the car, and then I got $400 something phone bills and stuff like that. And even then, a lot of what I pay. What's my fucking car insurance? My car insurance is $210, but I have like everybody in my house insured. So you pay for all of this, and then you have to worry about repairs to the truck that aren't under warranty, and then you got maintenance, and you got all this extra tires. If you decide to have an emergency fund, I have one, but I play a little game with it. I'll get to that in a second. But you got e-fund, you got all this other stuff. And you got to set money aside for emergencies. If the truck break down for 2 weeks in Denver, Colorado, and you got a student and it costs you $8,000, are you going to be able to cover that? Hold on. All right, here we go. Been company for a while here at Stevens, thinking about coming to Prime to lease. Think I should make the move, my guy. I said it couldn't hurt. Like I said, they've always been good to me. So I don't know what your situation at Stevens is. Here's my thing. I don't advise job hopping. Do not come here just because I am here. If you're going to make a move, do it because it's the best decision for you. But yeah, I think you would do better here. If you lease here, leasing here compared to Steven, you'll definitely do better. Because it's more of a crapshoot percentage. You can go to Stevens. I cannot picture you. Now, I'm saying this from the perspective of a trainer. I can't visualize you having an $8,000 week. I just don't see how it's possible. I was telling my boy just relax because he's sitting waiting for a load. I wish I could sit, but I'm running. The last time I had to wait on a load, they paid me transit delay. So a lot of people miss out on a lot of money here because they don't freaking talk. They don't communicate. The one thing that'll hold true to any trucking company is if they can get away with not paying you for something, they will. You gotta know. I got let me see. Just give y'all one example of how this. I'm pulling up my load history right now. Okay, here's this one. I'm not gonna go too specific into the details. Let me tell y'all how this all broke down. So the line haul on this one, $3,149.44. Detention, $928.80. Toll pay, $43.59. Okay. Transit delay, $504. I paid an extra $576 for an extra stop. And surcharge, fuel surcharge was another $903.13. You have to talk. A closed mouth don't get fed. You got to change your mindset too. Don't go into leasing with a company driver mindset. Some weeks you got to deal with going into the negative. Yes, absolutely. And another thing is having a business mindset. You have to understand that sometimes you got to sacrifice a bag right now to get a bigger bag later. You know what I'm saying? So I might take this one load. How do I put this? So I could be late in the payroll week, and let's just say I'm sitting at $4,000 in revenue, and then they send me a load that pays $8,000, but it delivers Thursday. Our payroll is Wednesday to Wednesday, so it delivers Thursday the following week. Okay, and this is just, an example. I'm not gonna make much of nothing this week because I only gross $4,000, but I'm starting off the next week at 8. So now I have an entire week to stack more on top of that. So let's just say I add another 6,000 to that. That's $14,000. So I might have made $1,500 last week and then turned around and made $9,800 the following week. So then you do the average for that. We'll just say 1,500 plus 9,800. I'm just throwing numbers out there, equals that, and then to find the average, you divide that by 2, because 2 weeks, your average for those weeks is $5,650. So you can't look at it as, oh, I make $5,000 a week. You might make $1,000 this week, $9,000 the next, $5,500 the following week, $2,500 the next, $3,800, $8,200. You see it ebbs and flows. Don't get too bent up over 1 week. But also, if you have a big week, make sure you save accordingly. Don't spend every dime. Just because you make $20,000 in a month does not mean you have to live to that $20,000. You see what I'm saying? Let's see. I met that company driver in Canada, Flora Loads. Company for years, liked it. Mega carrier has a lot. He must be, you talking about the company driver at Prime, he must be like dedicated up there or something. I know there was a woman on my fleet. She used to be dedicated. I think she was running New Jersey to New Brunswick or something like that. I haven't been dedicated in a long time. I'll put it like that. Because I had one run I was doing. Oh, where'd it go? I was running between Pennsylvania and Illinois, back and forth. It was last winter, actually. Hated it. Hated every second of it. You can only do I-76 but so many times before you want to cry. Heavy? Oh my God. The thing about being an owner-operator is that you don't have to have a brand new 389P. If you do some research and find a good used truck and have some mechanical knowledge, there is money to be made. I 1,000% agree with you. I 1,000% agree with you. Me personally, I went to school as an auto technician. I have history in that. I have history in mechanic work, sales, freaking construction. I've done a lot of different things. I hated all of it. I leased because I like the idea of being able to walk away, and also because I leased this truck specifically because I 1,000% planned to train in it before I even got it. And so because of that, I know I'm going to beat it to shreds. So I don't want to keep it. If I buy a truck, and I've always said this, I'm not against owning the truck. I'm against doing things that I can't make sense of. So if I'm going to own a truck, I want to be doing something that's a little bit more specialized, something more niche, something that pays enough to exceed the excess cost of ownership, if that makes sense. But I'm an OTR trainer. I wouldn't recommend training in a truck you own, not over the road. honestly feel like Prime can increase the speed up to 68 to 70 on their lease trucks. 65 is cool, but for a certain region, I agree with you. I think they keep it at 65 because it's good for negotiation. When you talk to customers, an accident at 65 compared to an accident at 70, 75 miles an hour, it's a huge difference in as far as protecting their product. They'll say it's for fuel economy and safety. It's all bullshit. It's negotiating. And I'm not mad at them for it. I've driven in Ontario, so I know what it's like to be around a bunch of trucks governed at 65. Ontario, Canada, all trucks registered there have to be governed at 105 kilometers, which is 65 miles an hour. It is the funniest thing ever going across the 401. The 401 runs between Windsor, which borders Detroit, and it goes to Toronto and beyond. I think it stretches all the way to, I want to say, Montreal. Because last time I was in Canada, I was in a city called Laval, which is a suburb of Montreal. And I know they had signs for Toronto. I don't think it was the 401. That's beside the point. I might be going 65, but they're going 65 and a half miles an hour, and they're trying to pass me. It's hilarious. And you come back into America, and they just shoot past you. Thanks for the info, guys. Also, don't go home often. I can stay out for a month at a time. A month? No, I'm just kidding. A month is longer than a lot of people give it credit for. I've always been a 2 to 3 month at a time cat, but I ain't got no kids or nothing. I like leasing because of the freedom that comes with it, not so worried about the payment. Yeah? If you bought that truck outright, how many years to pay? What would the payment be monthly? The payment on this truck, if I bought it, would have been like lease purchase. I have a friend that has the same truck. It would have been like $12.80. Like $12.80 a week. Then you gotta get like your own independent insurance and that kind of situation. So, but it'd be paid off in 3 years, and then the balloon payment is like $100. That's how Prime does it. They don't have like these $50,000 balloon payments, nothing like that. Now, if I wanted to cash out on this truck at the time I leased and decided, what, I got cash, let me just keep it, it would have been $178,000 and some change. I own 2 trucks, pull hopper bottom and cattle pod. Neither truck is new. 94 $379 and 2013 $579. Cost of ownership is a lot to deal with, but the type of freight I haul, it's worth mine. Exactly my point. What you do is more specialized. I don't see the point of owning a truck and then just pulling a reefer. Now, if you pulling something like refrigerated hazmat, you know what I'm saying? You pull in dry man, but you pull, I don't know, military hazmat, something like that, flatbed. Like these standard divisions, to me, I'm not ragging on anyone who does it, but dry van, reefer, flatbed, just regular general freight, I think at that point you own the truck for vanity. Pulling hopper bottom, what else do you say? Cattle pod, I don't even know what that is. So unless you're talking about like cattle haul like those, and that's different, but that's a different realm of trucking I know nothing about. But I know hopper pays. I know that if I ever leave this company, I plan on going there as a contingency. I've said it because some people misinterpret what I was saying and misrepresented me. If y'all know, Mr. $20 bill, corny ass. If I decide to leave, it'll probably be because training is whooping my ass, and I would probably go to hopper. That would be my next move. But that's not to say I plan on leaving here. But sometimes these students like get to your head, and it's stressful. It's very stressful being a teacher. I know long term it's not sustainable, but I watched my father do it for like a decade already. So I know me being half his age, because he just turned 50, 51. He just turned 51 a couple days ago. I turned 25 in December. So I could do it for another decade if I want to, easily. But at that point, now we're getting to the realm of you got to focus more on like your health and finding the time to exercise more and all this other stuff. So I would leave for health reasons if I did. It wouldn't be because, oh, I hate the company, I hate training. I like the fact that I change lives for a living. It feels good. It fills me with pride. Nah, run 2 months out minimum. Yeah, if you want to see some bread, yeah. Well, let me tell you how psychotic I am. When I first got my first truck, I got that International, I did 16 weeks to the dome before I finally burnt out. And it was, you want to know what did it? My first week, I didn't do all that great. So they prorated my truck payment and all that stuff. That was cool. Somebody just honked. My first week solo, I netted $1,350. The week after that, and I hope you're still listening, the week after that, I netted $3,800. So you find the average of those. But I saw that check right there, and I lost my mind. And I just kept working. Not only did I stay out for 16 weeks, I ran recaps most of it. 16, yeah, bro. Like I went wild, man. I was gonna go to CRST Drive, man, 70%, but I can choose my own loads from the board 2022 Cascadia. Okay, is it a board of like their contracts, or is it like spot market included in a lot of? Because a lot of companies that have a load board like that, and still, let me rephrase that. I don't like the idea of using a load board at a company that also has company drivers, because they are going to cut certain loads out of that. You see what I'm saying? I had a friend, I have one homeboy, he used to work for Schneider. They used to jip him on that a lot. Like, he would find like a good load and then they pull him off of it. Yeah, big cattle trailers. Yeah, you got it, guy. At that point, and if you be working on your own trucks and stuff like that, he basically just proved my point. The cost of ownership is negated by the surplus of funds he makes from doing something that's out of the norm. At that point, shoot. Nigel was popping. That's my guy right there. CRST let you choose off the board. Yeah, that's new. That's news to me, bro. I didn't know that. I also thought CRST was flat rate. I wonder if that's that guy that said there's a guy I was talking to earlier today. He was in a nah, that can't be him. Nah, that ain't him. So there's a dude in the training class I was in earlier today. He was telling me he has a brand new Volvo, and the Volvo's got a little button that you push that disconnects the fifth wheel. I've been hating on him ever since. I'm sitting there, I start saying wild shit. I'm like, what's wrong with hard work? Well, you can't, you too lazy to get out and pull, you know. You know how some of the super truckers get when you got a new truck, and then, they hating on the digital dash and all the extra, descent controls and whatnot. I start doing that. It's all in fun and games, but like, damn, man, I wish I had that. I had a Fontaine. Truckloads to average $240 a mile. That's not bad. Average. That's not bad. Oh, look, more notifications. I was telling this chick, she sent me a snap of what she was eating. She one of them people that eat breakfast at night. And I was saying, and that made me want First Watch. I know there's a First Watch around here somewhere. And if y'all don't know what that is, it's like a brunch restaurant. I guess something bougie people would know about, hence me. She ain't know what it was. So uncultured. Uh, just finished Ahsoka. They drop a new episode? Like, which one? I got my phone in my hand right now. Hold up. If y'all don't know what Ahsoka is, bro, like, I'm a nerd. Okay, I freaking love Star Wars. And Ahsoka Tano was one of my favorite characters. Oh, they did drop a new episode. I'm gonna watch that tonight. Um, Ahsoka Tano was one of my favorite characters from the Clone Wars. If you ever seen like the Clone Wars cartoon, I used to watch it when I was younger. I've seen the entire series at least 3 times. Like I have no shame in that. I freaking love it. Ahsoka, if she was real, could be my baby mama. I wouldn't complain. Not at all. She's an underrated duelist. I don't care what no one says. And, going deeper into it, she was Anakin's Padawan. Let me stop. I'm gonna get too deep into it. Who's this Alex kid TB was talking about? He has 878,000 subscribers. Yeah, Alex Nino. Let me see if I can find his channel. Alex Nino. No. He has 1.39 million subscribers. I have no beef with him. And like don't get it into your head that TB has any beef with him either. He doesn't. The point that we were making was that a lot of people like he I'm gonna say his channel is not a trucking channel. I don't care what no one says. It's a lifestyle channel, and trucking is his occupation. He's just showing how he lives. Well, a lot of people watch videos like that, and then there's the guy that drives for GP Transico. I can see his face, I can hear his voice in my head, but I can't remember his name. A lot of people, like my last student, for example, will watch channels like that, and then they'll come into this with a skewed idea of what trucking really is, and when reality sets in for them, it's like a culture shock. That's the point he was making. Ain't no hate. Like, shoot, 1.3 million. I wish I was getting the bag he was getting off of YouTube. I just got done replacing my airline tour, coming off home time, 140 in the hole on top of the truck payment. Yeah, I've been there before. Mid turn and it just shreds. GP Transico. Yeah, I'm pretty sure GP Transico's lease is flat rate. Damn. Yeah, facts. Shoot, Nigel, you got some owner op horror stories. Why don't you tell them about what color was that damn Freightliner? Was it white or red? I remember that thing was bombastic. That joint right there. Let's see that real quick. Boom. Y'all want to know what's wild? I posted a short a while ago It has gotten the most views out of anything I've ever posted. Like as of right now, it has 338.9 thousand views. It has. Does it tell me how many comments it has? I can't even count the comments on it. And the majority of these comments are just people absolutely losing their mind. Because a lot of people don't understand like the method I was using to teach. It was when we were going down Monteagle, my student was driving. At the time, he was my student. For a while, he was my co-driver, but he was my student at the time. And I was telling him how to use the descent control on the truck. Like you set the Jake brake, and then you set the cruise control, and then you just let off the pedals and let it do it. And the reason I was showing him how to do that was because this company required me to teach him that. So a lot of people are under the assumption that I never showed him how to go down a mountain manually, which is untrue. I showed him how to do all that out west, going down Donners and Grapevine and freaking Cajun Pass, Raton Pass. What's that one at the border? It's on I-5 at the border of Oregon and California. Hell, Dead Man's Pass. Showed him how to go down manually on all of those. The reason I showed him descent control on Monteagle is because it's easy. And I just had to make sure that he couldn't say I didn't show him that. But it was like, yo, get your foot away from the brake. The reason I kept saying get your foot away from the brake was because I understood he was a nervous wreck at the time, and I needed him to the reason he kept hovering over the brake pedal was because he was scared. I needed him to understand that you're not going to die. I'm not saying don't keep control of the truck. That's not it at all. But the point is, decisions made out of fear result in tragedy. If you slam on that brake because you got psyched out for a second and this person behind us rear ends us, now what? You see what I'm saying? It's not like I didn't know what I was doing. It's people can't think beyond what they see. Ooh, hold up. What happened? There we go. My thing is, most of these young YouTubers are more so focused on being YouTube famous instead of learning how to operate a semi without killing someone. Yeah, I agree. That's a big part of why I don't put too much of an emphasis on YouTube anymore. I found myself in that same, I don't want to say famous, but I got in a thing where I wanted to be as consistent as possible, and I made a commitment to, because I got a lot of people who watch me, and they expect content. And then I kind of ran this experiment. First, y'all remember the tirade I went on with like the super truckers and old heads and shit, and I had a bunch of people pissed off, and a bunch of people were like, why are you resorting to this content? You're just trying to get the views up and all this other stuff. But the views were up. That's not the reason I did it. Part of, I meant every word I said during that time. But what I realized doing that was that the only way to really like grow my channel, like grow it, was to be something that I'm not, which is overtly negative. And I just decided it ain't worth it. I'll put stuff out when I want to, and I just don't care. And it's funny because that happened when my channel got monetized. I don't care about that. I don't need the money. Okay, let's see. This is the second thing I replaced. They got caught on my storage block and catwalk. They need to make these trucks with more storage friendly. Yeah, that's unfortunate. For a while I had like the slinky type lines, but I also have a pogo stick on my truck. And then once I ripped those, I went back to the all-in-one joints. So far I haven't had any issues with them, but we'll see. It was red. The truck gave me more issues than the Millennium Falcon and the Empire Strikes Back. Twine, yeah, you are. See, my guy Twan. Twan, right here, was the student in question. Now I was telling him earlier today because he went. We went to. And something he never did when he was on my truck was he didn't get his point cards for like TA and Petro and stuff. So I took him around to gather all of that while I'm in Springfield just to make sure he had it because I'd have felt bad if he didn't. A lot, and I hope you still watching. The only real issues I ever had with him were confidence related. You are very capable, but I didn't think at the time that you understood how capable you actually are. Now, I'm gonna say this, I want everybody to understand this, man. So long as you believe in the fact that you can do this, it is possible. It's not rocket science. You have the potential to go very far, but you gotta know that you can go far. As long as you understand that, and understand that I'm in your corner, shit, you'll be alright. For sure. Shit, I would kill to have a trainer like you because my trainer had me travel down Donner's Pass by myself, and we were empty coming from FedEx Centers, Oakland, Yeah, man. Fuck them. Just saw a mouse run behind you. Interesting. Flip-flop game. Bro, flip-flops, automatics, and digital dashes is the mantra forever, bro. What my guy, bro? He know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, I picked up the Pro Max Titanium iPhone while home. Really? What's up, Fina? Hey, what's poppin', my man? I haven't had a chance to get that iPhone. See, I might go on a search and destroy mission. Y'all know how committed I am to having the newest iPhone. This is the 14 Pro Max. This is a terabyte joint. I was on home time. I drove 4 hours to Houston to buy this thing and go back home the same day. Absolutely psychotic, but I didn't know another way I was gonna get it. If I ordered it, it wouldn't show up to my house for Lord knows how long. I'm in the same boat with the new joint. Hold on, let me pull up the Apple Store app real quick. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna tell you to wait. Let's get that up out of here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, yada, yada, yada. We'll say no trading because I got plans for this one anyway. Boom, connect later. I always buy my phones a lot. Apple Care. We'll just say monthly because I'll probably only have it for a year. Boom. So, if I order, this is a 15 Pro Max, natural titanium, 1 terabyte, with Apple Care, yada yada, but that's monthly. Total cost $1,600. If I spend that, I won't get the phone until between November 15th and November 22nd, and that's why I haven't bought it yet. Because I don't want to put that out. I don't want to spend that much money right now and have to wait several months. Otherwise, I'd have been had it. Do you see yourself going to a dealership and purchasing your own truck and lease onto a carrier like Landstar, JB Hunt? No, I don't. Not to lease on at a carrier like that. Now, if I went to the dealer and then leased on somewhere, I can't say where because, you gotta have some secrets. But, somewhere that was more low-key but niche, that paid absurd, I would. I have a very specific reason. The reason I haven't done that yet is because I don't have anyone I trust enough to do it with me. If I did, I'd have been left prime. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, give my mom a 13 Pro Max. I love having a safety net of always having a way to reach out by satellite. And yeah, I understand now, Tariq, since oh man, Twan is going to do great out here. I'm gonna pray for your Peterbilt. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell y'all something, bro. So I dropped him off at home. You know, we both live in Texas. And I got a load going to Oregon. And I talked to my fleet manager. We decided I need to do this, which is why I wasn't there to take him back to Missouri anyway. Because I had to, run and then set myself up for class. And it just so happened that we got here around the same time. Crazy, right? But he rode back with a driver that had a Freightliner. He done learned something. Have you ever had to chain up in the winter? Yes. Um, I chained up one time. Donner's was closed. I took the back way around tour. I had a logo on Reno, Nevada. Donner's was closed. We kept going north and then ended up on some back road. It was like 390, something like that. But went through like Susanville, California, and all that. I had a chain back there. This is the only time I've ever had to chain. Actually, I hate it. I have socks. Yeah, I got the same ETA for mine. I got maybe 5 to 7 days after ordering it. AT&T canceled my first order for some reason. Yeah, they garbage for that. This guy trucks the legend himself. I hope life is treating you well, man. How are you? Crazy because the 14 Pro Max is more than the 15. I just ordered the 14 Freight Shaker. Yeah, he texted me. He was like, man, I think I need a new neck. Man. It's funny because I was just talking to my dad today and he ordered a Freightliner. But he ordered his with an ARI steer axle. I know it's from Hendrickson, so that might make a difference, but I would have to drive it to judge it because if it's good, you know what I'm saying, I might, have to lead a Pete. I'm lying. I love Peterbilt, but I'll have a newfound respect. Freaking Freight Shaker. Yeah, no, I had one for 2 weeks. When my truck was on legal hold last year, I came back here and I got a Freightliner. And I went down to Florida to gather a couple more things. And I got another student and we ran it for a while. Teaming in that thing was hell on earth. My back hurt, my whole body was hurting. And mind you, I had an international at the time. My whole body hurt. I couldn't sleep. I thought it was loud. And it's funny because in the grand scheme of things, if you come from like a Century class or even like the previous gen Cascadia, the bubble nose joint, and you get in a newer one, it's a huge difference. It's quieter. I don't know if it's smoother or not, but it's quieter. Getting out of my international into that was like, I felt like I had to yell to be heard. You know what I'm saying? And then driving this truck is, I feel like a spoiled brat until it breaks down. I'll tell anybody, man, you come here, I'm not going to say Peterbilt is better than Freightliner, but what I will say is if you get a Peterbilt, you better get real comfortable with dealerships. At least here, the mechanics are trained to work on Freightliners. A lot of TAs, Petros, I don't know about Sapbros, but a lot of these other places, they can work on them, and a lot of these places can do warranty work. You have any issue with this truck, God forbid you got the PACCAR engine, which I love the engine. I have had zero mechanical issues with the motor except the coolant leak. But that's not like deep mechanical stuff. Love the engine. If something breaks with that thing, it's going to the dealer and it's going to take time. And that's the downside. Let me see what's up. I'm missing a couple. My Volvo feels like I'm driving on cloud nine. I've never driven a Volvo. I want to find one at the yard and driving around and see, but I don't think they have any open. You have to be one with these freight and one with the chiropractor too. I won't chain up again. It's not worth it. It takes 4 times the time to put them on. You won't travel more than 3 miles before needing to take them off. I think chaining is one of those things that you just have to be proficient in, because it can take a long time. But I've watched people just slap them things on and go. If you're used to it, it's different. But like I said, I have a tire socks, man. I've never used them. I just have them to be legal. Life's good, still figuring out, piss off the old man. Old man. Oh man, you want to piss them off? Be happy. Just be happy. Be satisfied with your life. They'll hate you more than anything. The only truck I can't get jiggy with is an International. I loved my International up until I had to get rid of it. Let me tell you how my International did me. My International LT. It had the 826 in it. Bless its heart. Quiet as all hell. That truck was quieter than this one. That truck broke down 2 times in the entire time I had it, up to a point. Right? I had one derate. No, it derated. It derated twice. Both times I went to the dealership, took 3-4 days, fixed it. All the other times I went to the shop was just routine maintenance. And I had to get a lot of alignments on that thing, but that's beside the point. The day I ordered this truck on my 23rd birthday. I remember I was sitting at my mom's house and was on the computer just checking options. The day I ordered this truck, that truck started breaking down every other week. It was like a jealous ex. You think you gonna leave me and be happy? That truck did me so dirty, bro. I swear to God. The Cascadia before this current model are out of date. Yeah, those things, like the interior reminds me of a Century class. LOL. Yo, we live in direct and full effect. We live in direct and full effect. Damn right, yep. Back like I never left. Oh, you fancy, huh? Why would you nose in? I think you just turn around. I hope you just turning around. Otherwise, you are a magnificent idiot. Nope, he's nosing in next to me. Okay, dumbass. Western Express loves them International because they cheat. You and TV on the same live is epic. Hope y'all do some more of the content at some point. Very entertaining. More importantly, very informative. Yeah, TB is an interesting character. Sometimes I jump in them lives, I ain't even listening to him. I might be on the phone with my brother and he'll send the link and I'm just like, hold on, let me call you back, and I'll just jump in and like, what I missed. But TB, I have the ultimate respect for him. Like I said, I've been watching him since I was 16 years old. So there's not much anybody can really say to me about him. I'm gonna have to get off here soon, man. My phone dying. Best starter company. I just got my CDL this week. Springfield Mafia, my guy. I'm also thinking about Hirschbach lease purchase too. If I didn't come here, I probably would have went to Hirschbach. But the thing that turned me off about them was the cameras in the truck. Back then, that was the best use of magnificent and idiot in the same sentence that I've ever heard. Yeah, because the thing is, let me show y'all. So the thing is, he's right here. This trailer's right here. I'm here. Now the reason I'm parked here is because this is where they got to do the um the inspection for my truck in the morning. Like they say, yo, come be here, be in this spot by 8 o'clock, so they could scope my shit out. Obviously, I still got a couple miscellaneous things to pack away. Packages, that's water and stuff. It's not gonna take me no time to put away. So I figured, well, I'll just wake up. I had a bathroom right here. I already ate. I got my coffee. I'll just wake up, make that, and cool. Getting out is going to be difficult if anyone parks to the left. And that's the problem. Like you don't park in a way that might get you trapped. You just don't do that. Is Springfield Mafia Prime? Yes, it is. They said I need 6 months experience because I already have my CDO. Really? Really? I don't know if Twan is still in here. Twan is my most recent student. He didn't get his CDL through here. He got his CDL. I don't know what company he got it from, but I know it was independent. They had him train longer. I think they're saying that because they don't have enough trainers right now. Hence why I'm here. You want a PSD? Sure. I'll probably return to the Mafia in the future. I'll be under RST with my truck. RST merged with BLC. So you'd be under BLC, actually. OS Prime had drive-in division, strictly drive-in. They have drive-in trailers and loads, but not a direct contract. There is a company in Maine that has a whole lot of prime drive-ins. It's a paper mill. I've seen them there, and I've seen a lot of them at like FedEx places. They're being very picky right now. Yeah, I mean, you got equipment availability, you have a lack of trainers, you got a lack of female trainers on top of that. Oh, you take the class that I was just in, most of them cats are not going to PSD. I was the only one in that class who said, yeah, but I've been doing TNT almost 2 years, which is crazy. Most of them, they don't want to deal with it. Good morning, sir. Howdy do. This mother trucker. Antonio was good. But yeah, that's what it's the reason why in the reefer division training is 50,000 miles, but flatbed is 30. I think tanker is 32, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it just falls down to a lot of that. So anytime they start making decisions like that, it's because things are slow in a certain realm. If it's not one thing, it's another. I went to McElroy in Texas for orientation. Flatbed is so much work, almost fainted. Tarping, definitely not for me. Yeah, I'll humbly admit I'm not built for flatbed. Now, pay me enough money, I'll do almost. Emphasis on almost anything. I have my limits. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody about, I ain't with the fudge packery or nothing, but if you pay me enough, I'll do flatbed. But I don't see a benefit of doing that over reefer for the money that I make, especially here. It usually averages out to about the damn same. What I've noticed with flatbed at this company is that they have bigger swings than we do. So they might have a week where they make a ton and then they'll make nothing. And then they'll make a bunch and then they'll make nothing. Whereas in reefer, it's more like a consistent, like where they're here, we're more like here. So it ends up averaging out about the damn same anyway. You just get better sticker shock. But anyway, it's been fun. I have to get off here before my phone. Hey. In the time I put my phone down, since the last time y'all saw me hold it, 20 notifications. Anyway, it's been fun. I have to get off of here before my phone completely just takes a shit on me. Thanks for all of your informative content. Big love. What GPS do you use again? It's a Garmin Diesel 810. Yeah, y'all know I'm at the terminal, but yeah. Love this thing. Love it. I know a lot of people have asked me why I have it set up vertical like that. Better yet, I'll show y'all before I get off of here. The reason it's set up vertically right here is because I noticed when it was sitting over here horizontally, at the time my phone mount wasn't over here, but when it was sitting there, it would create a blind spot. Like, let's just say if I'm in the middle lane, it would create a blind spot in the right. So I'd have to like look over it or whatever and be very conscious of that. And moving it over here cleared up more of the road view. So that's why it's like that. Some people think it's stupid, but you know, they lack ingenuity. Peace and blessings. Yeah, big love, man. Thanks, no problem. Love all you guys. You guys be happy, stay blessed, stay safe, and don't do anything I would do. No, I'm just kidding. I have fun, man. Y'all be easy.